Hey there, and welcome to the voice behind Tech by Tech. Yes, that is me. And first of all, I must apologize if I'm looking a bit scruffy and tatty and unfixed, because really this is a makeshift make-believe studio and I'm really using it for my YouTube project. I got this place separately. I don't live here, so if it doesn't look like much, please give it some time and maybe your support, because I tend to grow. I want to grow this thing into something more interesting and worthwhile. But before we get ahead of ourselves in explanations, let me just say that my tech hoarder and, odd quirky collector persona is just something I do in my spare time. However, as most of us, I am an avid tech consumer, and when I buy things, I tend to buy them just the normal way, by scanning the market and comparing products and so on. And since I got more than one vehicle, I really needed a pressure washer, especially since I own a small yard and I can do things for myself. I figured, well, why spend so much money on washing my cars when I can do it myself and hopefully at a good enough quality, a reasonable quality. Enter then this odd looking box, which is actually a pressure washer. It's called the Steinhaus pressure washer. It's not quite confidence inspiring. It's supposed to say something in German, but really it's an off-brand pressure washer. But before we get on any further, I will share an unboxing video, as I have opened this in a different day, and see what the contents are. So the box itself is pretty straightforward, though well put together, and the device inside seems to be well protected. There is some additional padding. You have your washer shampoo bottle, your booklet, some additional cardboard. There's a roll for holding the washer cord. The washer cord itself, which is pretty malleable and elastic, though resistant. There you have your bayonet or lance through which the water flows quite naturally. It's well built, well put together. Another piece of the lance, the bayonet, through which the water stream flows, and of course the device itself, which is fairly well put together and pretty solid for this price point. So the whole packaging is really pleasing enough and really exudes some sort of quality, even though it's not the most expensive or premium feeling thing out there. So, quality of this thing, well, it's actually looking pretty good. I paid the sum of about 360 lei plus shipping, and that equates to about 70 euros. I'll put the exact figure later on in the video. And, well, for the money you pay for it, it's good enough. At least on paper. It's got a 1800 watt motor, which is supposed to be powerful enough. Now, it's not a professional power washer, but really it's just above those toy ones which only spray water around but don't do anything. Trust me, this is way better than those. So basically my advice to you would be to get the next step in and not just the bargain basement, cheaper, lowest motor available gadget around. So if you're going to buy a pressure washer, basically but don't buy the bottom ones. Just go above 25-30% in price and you'll get good deals. Now it's supposed to have 140 bar pressure and 100 bar nominal pressure. I don't know what the difference is, but really I think it's good enough because I tested it on my hand, being the reckless person that I am, and I nearly broke my skin off. I nearly penetrated the jet nearly penetrated the skin on my fingers, so it's pretty powerful. Now what you need to watch out for is you install the hose, the garden hose here, and you have to adjust to add this little nozzle which works with garden hoses, and just make sure you insert the proper water filter here. It's just a little thing that filters out rocks and debris and stuff like that, so it doesn't go in the water pump and damage the whole device, the whole mechanism. On the back you have the connector for the lens and its proper hose. And so the details about this pressure washer, well, here you have the cord. It's a 5 meter long power cord, which is sufficient in my book for something hobby related or not even semi-professional. There seems to be some water debris already because I have tested this thing. Also, as an accessory, you can add this roll holder for the the water cord here, but honestly, well, you just have to screw in two screws here. But honestly, I think it's a nuisance. It's creaky, squeaky plastic. For me, it just doesn't do it. So being the careless person that I am, I'm just going to forego using it altogether. There's not much in terms of adjustments. Just here you have a knob which you can turn, with which you can turn the device on or off, and that's about it. Let me just show you the lance or the bayonet, or I don't know what you call it, this handle. So there's two variants actually of this particular pressure washer. There's one with 8 meters long for the the water cord, the water cable, or the water piping rather. And there's this one which only has 5 meters, but for me really it is sufficient. I was mentioning this handle or bayonet or lance or whatever you want to call it. It's of course adjustable, so you can roll it, you can I don't know, you can screw in, tighten this thing right here, this knob, and it will widen or tighten the the stream, the water stream. And then there's this little handle which operates the device, and well, really that's about it. I guess you can also block it if you wish, like so. And there's water all over my table right now. But anyway, enough with the descriptions. I think it's time to get out and test it properly on my own car. That the bottle that holds and disperses the shampoo is just mediocre to average. It's not a great tool, but really I'm not that worried about it. As a budget oriented device, this thing does what it's supposed to do, and the washer bottle, well, I can always replace it if I want something more efficient, or I can just soap up the vehicles by hand, which I might just do. So really that has been it for me and this Steinhaus pressure washer. It doesn't even have a model number, and of course it's built in China, so don't be fooled by this moniker, this denomination. But really, if you are looking for bang for your buck pressure washer that you just want to use for hobby occasionally, or just wash your terrace or your car or your yard or whatever, then I guess I will recommend it. I'm not going to go over my head to say you should buy it, just because there are a lot of offers in this price point and they tend to vary. So sometimes this will be cheaper, sometimes things from Lidl or other European supermarket chains will offer hobby pressure washers. But for what it is, really, it's a great choice and it really does what it says in the tin. So thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.